After much speculation, we finally get a look at the American stage Far Cry 5. Lyft rolls out their new luxury program. And on Star Wars 40th anniversary, we take a look at everything Star Wars coming up this year. You're watching RAMtv on the road. For a bit now, we've known Far Cry 5 was going to be set in North America, and there was much speculation it would be Wild West themed. This, of course, created fear for many Far Cry fans concerned about how it would stack against the new Red Dead game. Well, worry not, Far Crydians, it's not as John Wayne-esque as we first thought.
We must atone!
Something is coming.
The first trailer for Far Cry 5 is now out, and along with it a confirmation that the game will launch on February 27, 2018 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The game is set in the fictional town of Hope County, Montana. Far Cry 5 will let players create their own characters, something I'm super excited about. I just like crafting my own character. I feel more attached to them. Anyways, we play as a junior deputy and we set out to take down the religious cult Eden's Gate. On our journey, we have friends Pastor Jerome, a badass priest ready to kill to get his flock back from the cult, Mary May, a bartender to fling them flammable cocktails, and Nick Rye, a pilot, just aiming to make a better future for his children by killing some zealots. Far Cry 5 is the first game set in America. It will be playable on the PS4 Pro and Xbox Scorpio. You could play solo, or you could do two-player co-op for the entire story. You can also fly planes, take part in dogfights, and you can recruit animals like bears, cougars, and of course dogs to help you out. PS4 players will get a free Far Cry 5 skin pack at launch. Now, I have to say, I'm not the biggest Far Cry fan, though I always end up buying the games and do enjoy them. It just takes me a while to get through them. I'm not entirely certain why. That being said, I am excited for this one. It has definitely piqued my interest, and as I said, as usual, I will be grabbing it. But I'm actually more interested in hearing your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Let us know, are you excited for this next Far Cry installment? Also, if you're interested in pre-ordering the game, we have left some of those Amazon links below where you can grab your copy. Moving into things happening now, the world of Major League Gaming. Now, there are many tournaments happening around the globe, from Rainbow Six Siege to the return of Gears of War. Yes, GAO is back, and Tanner is here to tell you what you can get just by watching.
Gears of War Esports is doing something that other esports need to take note from. What they're doing is they're allowing their players to support their favorite teams. Like me personally, I love Team Optic. So if I want, I can go into the store and I can purchase a Team Optic skin for my weapons in the game. Now some of this money goes to Team Optic to support their esports team and allows them to do more tournaments in the future. And also some of the money goes to Gears of War themselves to fund the tournaments that they hold. It also goes towards the prize money and other things that they need for the tournaments. Now, on the other side of things, while you're watching these live streams for the tournaments, which you're already going to do, they reward you for doing just that. Like every once in a while you're watching the stream, it'll have a poll pop up on the screen. It'll ask you which team you're rooting for or something like that. This goes towards a raffle, and these raffles are held all throughout the entire stream, and whoever wins gets a loot crate in the game that gives them special items. Also, while you're watching the stream, there is a quest that'll pop up. If you finish the quest, you get special skins in the game. Right now, if you watch the current tournament, you get an Emerald Phantom skin for your weapons. They do this all the time. This is amazing, but I want to know what you think. Leave your comments below. Is this a good idea? Should the other esports follow in these footsteps? Should they give their players special items just for watching? Should they give their players the chance to support their favorite teams and get skins in the game for those favorite teams? These are things that I personally think are just awesome for the game. Gears of War is leagues ahead of Call of Duty and League of Legends and World of Warcraft for that matter. I think what they're doing should be mainstream across the board for all esports. Now here are just a couple of skins that you can earn just by watching the Call of Duty stream. I think these skins are just awesome, but let me know what you think in the comments below.
Thanks, Tanner. All of this Fight Night stuff is leading into the Gears of War Las Vegas tournament with a grand prize of $250,000. That tournament kicks off on June 2nd. And you can be pretty certain that Tanner will be following that closely. Frickin' gearhead. Of course, if you're heading to the tournament, you may need a ride. And Ray has the newest offer from Lyft.
In a surprising move this week, there really isn't so much news I could really talk about for tech, but I did find two stories. The first one is that Lyft is rolling out their new luxury ride programs, which are Lyft Lux and Lyft SUV, which is the direct competitors to Uber Black and Uber SUV. So now pretty much Lyft and Uber have somewhat similar offerings, with Lyft Premier, which was launched last year, was supposed to compete with Uber Select. And the one area where Uber does have a leg up is Uber Wave, which is wheelchair accessible vehicles for people who need them. Lyft, you can get that, however, you do need to book them 24 hours in advance. So that's one area. And now things are heating up, now with Uber being in the news so often and for very bad reasons instead of good reasons. Of course, with the whole Delete Uber campaign as well, there's a momentum for Lyft, a momentum that we really haven't seen. We always know as Uber It. Now the term, the catchphrase is I'm gonna take a Lyft. I know I've heard that before when rideshare cars, the Uber and Lyft were not so big. Those terms did exist, but they're a lot bigger now. And this whole let's take Lyft because they are not Uber. They didn't do all this that Uber did do earlier this year. It just shows that maybe Lyft can take over Uber's rideshare, because by far Uber is still the largest, even after the Delete Uber campaign. It's still the largest. Now, the other story is that starting next week, if you are a T-Mobile subscriber, you can have access to the Digits network for no extra cost. So what's the Digits? So basically, it works like Google Voice. So you can register a phone number, and that phone number will work across multiple devices, phones, PCs, tablets, your computers, and you could really talk and text from anywhere. So it is the iMessage, but for Android users, Of course, in saying that, the Digit service does work on iPhones as well. Now, why need a second phone number? So, if you go on a lot of dates, if you don't want to give that main phone number, I just want a burner number, if you don't like the guy or girl, then you can give that number. Or if there's some kind of security reasons that you cannot give your main phone number, or maybe it's a phone number you're trying to give to a client, or especially for journalists. I know with journalists, they actually use burner phones if they're talking to someone who has highly classified information or has to talk anonymously. They use other phone numbers that's not their main phone number. Now, I'm not saying in that extent that everyone who uses Digits is gonna release highly classified information. Not at all. Okay, it's more of if you want a burner phone number, don't want to give the number to the guy or girl. You want a number for maybe the school to have that. For some reason, you can't use your main phone number. I don't know. It's just a cool service and it's free. So why not, see what you can do with the second phone number. Now, if you want to go into T-Mobile, the service will be $10 extra per month. But existing customers of T-Mobile who have it for free, it's okay. So, yeah, really, that's all the news I had for this week. I did talk about the Service Pro that happened on my Tuesday Tiny Round. You all should see that. That was going to be the main story for this Saturday, but no, I had to get that out on Tuesday. And hopefully next week I have a little bit better news. Then again, things are slowly building up to WWDC, which is in June, and that is where we are going to see a lot of Apple news, and you just have pretty much a whole week devoted to Apple, at least for me. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thanks, Ray. Glad to know I can be comfortable and live in the peace and solace of knowing someone is listening to me all the time. You know what? After we shake Big Brother, we'll be back as Zach talks about how Star Wars 40th anniversary is being celebrated in all the things we care about. You're watching RAMtv. Welcome back to RAMtv. This year is seeing several new Star Wars themed launches in celebration of its 40th anniversary. Zach discusses what we can expect to see coming our way.
If you're even a tiny bit of a Star Wars nerd, you're well aware that Star Wars is celebrating its 40th anniversary since hitting the big screen in 1977. I know that everyone wants their movies to be successful, but Star Wars has become just shy of a religion since its debut. With too many video games, toys, animated series, novels, exhibits, coffee mugs, board games, Well, how about I stop in that predictable statement and we both agree that Star Wars is firmly implanted in our culture. And with the 40th anniversary, several celebrations have sprung up around the country. And while those are fun, we're a news team above all else. And the news is that, in honor of this anniversary, Star Wars has revealed its big plans for the next 3 years. Debuting this July, we're getting Star Wars Forces of Destiny, a series of 2 to 3 minute shorts that will debut on Disney's YouTube channel, with 8 more shorts coming to the Disney Channel in the fall. The shorts, as we've been told so far, will focus mainly on the strong heroines of the Star Wars world, and actors have come back to reprise their roles, which includes Daisy Ridley as Rey, Felicity Jones as Jyn, and Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata. Honestly, if these are even half as cool as the old Clone Wars shorts that debuted on Cartoon Network, I think they're going to be an enormous hit. I mean, this was when General Grievous was at his absolute best, in my opinion, and we are not going to speak of Episode 3. Sorry, back on track. Speaking of the fall, Battlefront 2 is coming out, and, well, here's the thing. A lot of us were disappointed with Battlefront 1. It just wasn't everything we wanted in between the original Battlefront 2 and new Battlefront 1 and 2. Whatever, the naming could have used some work, but the point is, Battlefront released in 2015 with a pretty bare-bones system, and while the gameplay wasn't necessarily bad, it wasn't terrific either. However, Battlefront 2 is boasting not only its robust multiplayer battle modes, but a story-driven campaign written by Walt Williams and Mitch Dyer, who, according to game director Mark Thompson, have an encyclopedic knowledge of everything that existed. Sounds a little like buzzwords, honestly, but it's also very promising. There are some typical pre-order shenanigans at work, though. EA Origin Access subscribers will get to play a portion of the game a week early. Those pre-ordering the deluxe version of the game will get access 3 days early, and along with, well, upgraded versions of the 4 Trooper classes, 4 epic ability upgrades for said classes, instant weapons unlocks and upgrades for those classes, Kylo Ren and Rey-themed looks for their game, epic ability modifiers for Kylo and Rey, and an epic ability modifier for the Millennium Falcon. Those last 3 are available in standard pre-orders, and there's no official word on whether or not all those extras can't be accessed in the game with time or money. As a video game fan and a Star Wars fan, and therefore by association a Star Wars video game fan, I'm looking forward to another Battlefront. But if you want my opinion, and you always do, promising better versions of the classes day 1 to pre-orders, indirectly threatening a big disadvantage to non-pre-orders, is borderline extortion. Still, it's effective marketing, and I'm already looking at prices, which, by the way, retails for $80 for a deluxe pre-order, $60 standard. Alongside Battlefront 2 is a 4th and final season to Star Wars Rebels. It will debut on Disney XD, and Forrest Whitaker is returning to voice Saw Gerrera. Regarding this being the final season, creator Dave Filoni said it was his decision to end the show. Quote, "I know that's tough. It's tough for me. But believe me, I can say I know what it's like when I don't get to end a series. What happens when you don't end a series is you end up making t-shirts and you have to prolong, and it wasn't as fun. So believe me, this show, by no means, represents an end to anything we're doing in animation." Filoni was, of course, referring to the Clone Wars, which got cancelled and never saw an ending proper. I'm really just reiterating Filoni's words here, but ending something on your terms is far better than a forceful eviction, especially when it leaves so many questions unanswered. This fall, however, answers will be given in Star Wars Rebels' final season. And that brings us to the final event of an eventful 2017, and that's the next installment in the main Star Wars storyline with Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'm not one for giving out massive spoilers in trailers, and luckily this one's only a teaser, but suffice to say, the new trailer gives us glimpses of our favorites, Rey, Finn, Poe, BB-8, Kylo Ren, and the man himself, Luke Skywalker. That wraps up 2017, but we've still been given some vague details outlining the later years. May 25th, 2018 will debut the Han Solo film. Han Solo film? Whatever. Alden Ehrenreich stars as Solo in a film that takes place shortly before A New Hope. The movie showcases Han's early life with Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, and his relationship with Mentor Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. Nearly a year later to the day, we get Episode 9. No details are given yet, other than Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow will direct the film, and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy stated that the film will not use CGI to resurrect Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. And finally, 2020 promises a third Solo film in the vein of Rogue One and Han Solo, but again, no details have surfaced about who it will be about, but I'm willing to bet fans would love a Boba Fett movie. Normally I'd force some cheesy Star Wars pun to cap things off, but there's already been a lot to take in. So I'll simply say that there's a lot of meat to look forward to in the coming years, and if you partake in more than just Star Wars' main movies, your year is looking pretty full.
Thanks, Zach. That's going to do it for this RAMtv on the road. Keep yourself tuned to our channel as we move forward with new content just for you. And coming up soon, a giveaway. Zach, why don't you take us out? Do you, Ram?
Hi, thanks for watching RAMtv. If you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We release new episodes every Saturday, and new Tiny Ram videos every single day. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, GoFundMe, and Patreon. Also, please leave us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, and see you next time.